Yeah, what's good, people? Sorry I haven't posted a tutorial in a while. I've actually been working really hard on a couple websites. The first one is right here at indeeparts.net. This one's mainly just the portfolio for my multimedia design company. It's got a lot of my old graphic design and video production, motion graphics work. The second site is here. This one's still in development, so it's not live yet. It's going to be my new beat site where you can go and purchase my instrumentals. That's at J.Sci.beats.com when it goes live. Keep up on this site to find out when it fully releases. But in the meantime, just check out my portfolio site. I'm still trying to work out all the bugs, so if you find any, let me know. But before this takes too long, let's jump over to Reason and get into this quick tip tutorial I came up with for today. So I got a simple drum beat set up here in Reason. I'm going to show you guys how to give it that sick MPC groove using Reason's ReGroove Mixer. Really, the only part of this beat that's complicated at all is the kick pattern, with the ghost kick pattern I have programmed in. And now if we head over to the sequencer window, you can see I have a couple more channels muted. There's some hi-hats, some extra funk, cymbals, and a snare drum. So now you get the feeling of this whole groove that I've programmed in here. This is all quantized though, and it feels very robotic and stiff, if you can hear that. Now if you've never noticed this strange G looking button down in your transport menu, this button brings up your ReGroove Mixer if it's hidden. Now let's go through the ReGroove Mixer and see how this thing works. Now you can see in my sequencer window how each one of my drum tracks is routed to a different channel in this drop down menu. Now if we click on this browse button here in A1, and navigate to the MPC 60 folder in my ReGroove patches and choose the 67% shuffle. When I turn on channel A1, you can hear the hi-hats get a little bit of movement. Now when I turn this off again, you can feel the hi-hats stiffen up. And then when it goes back on, we feel that beat change. That's because the MPC shuffle is pushing back the 2 and the 4 notes a few milliseconds. And this slide knob down here is moving the entire hi-hat sequence back. Now if we come up here to our claps channel in the sequencer window, we can see that's routed to channel A2. And now with the slide knob, I'm going to move all the claps just a tiny bit forward, 10 ticks. Now all that's going to do is bring the claps out a little bit in front of the snare so we can hear them separately. If I turn that off, you can hear them fall right back on grid. But when we turn it back on, you hear them come a little bit forward, just barely. And now we'll see that if we do the opposite with the snare drum, and we have them both on, you can hear the clap and the snare separately. Next up, routed through channel A5, I have my accent, hi-hat, and my cymbals set to a 69% shuffle pattern, and I'm pushing them back quite a bit with some slide. Now lastly, my kicks are routed through channel A4, and this is where we're going to hear the most significant change in the groove. We turn it on and see what happens. You can tell it's got that real neck snapping groove now, but if we turn it off, it feels robotic again. So let's activate that again and see what else we have going on here. So we can see over here that my 2 bass tracks are routed through channel A7 in the ReGroove. That has a 64% swing and is only pushed back 22 ticks. So now let's turn on these 2 bass tracks and see what they sound like with and without the ReGroove Mixer. Now remember, all these ReGroove settings are very specific to the beat I'm making, so they're going to change all the time whenever you're using this technique. There's also a piano track routed through channel A7, so let's activate that and see how the groove sounds with channel A7 on and off. Again, the difference is subtle, but it really helps lock everything into a tight groove and give your song a really characteristic sound. Okay, so now that we got this whole beat going, let's turn off all the channels on the ReGroove Mixer and feel how everything gets very stiff and boring. And then when we activate all the channels again, you feel that neck snap and groove, and you add that bounce to your beat. So hopefully this tip helps you give that extra edge to all your new beats, and even go in and remix some of your old ones to give it that classic groove. You know, I own an MPC and I use it once in a while for performance, but honestly, all the same stuff's doable inside of Reason, so I like to keep it all in the box. No offense, MPC. As always, like and subscribe, leave me a few comments, and stay tuned for more tutorials soon. Peace.
It's just science.